So, next year we're having general election, whereby we are often reminded that it's your right to cast a ballot, it's your right to vote, and it seems as though voting is a very important exercise, and they're quick to remind you that voting is your right, you're exercising your democratic right to vote and all that. And it seems like, that is majorly, or for the most part, the only right that you have. And they keep reminding you of that. So apparently, you don't have a right to clean water, school, health, money, wealth. These are all things that you have to work through and earn them through work, sheer determination, entrepreneurship, whatever you have to do is really not their problem. The only right that you get to be reminded over and over again is your right to cast a ballot. You have a right to vote. They'll be sure they will not be late. They'll be sure to remind you this over and over and over again ad nauseum. Every 5 years or so, they'll tell you that, oh, they'll do a lot of massive campaigns, tell you, oh, come up in large numbers. They do this registration drive, come out in large numbers to register to vote so that you can, vote in your favorite leaders, and not your favorite, really, your preferred leaders or candidates. They'll tell you this so many times, it's deafening. They remind you, it's your right. Which I agree, it's enshrined in the Constitution. We all know that. As some of the most educated demographic of people, the millennials and the Gen Zs, we can read for ourselves. We can find this fully publicly available information about the Constitution. We can do that, right? So they don't have to keep on reminding us. So 1 year to the general election. And as for me, as a millennial, as a young millennial, I have already made up my mind. Yeah, I'm not voting. Somehow they have to make you go through all this process to give you like a little bit of confidence that you have a say in that election, or a say in that democratic process. But you don't. You don't decide who becomes a leader or who doesn't. Yeah. Just they want to give you this arbitrary power to make you think that you have a say in determining the cause of your nation, the cause of your future. I'm not really convinced. I'm not buying into that. And so I have participated in, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 elective cycles. And so far, there is nothing to show for it. I cannot think of any benefits, out of voting or casting my ballots. And they made sure that I woke up very early in the morning. I remember the last time I casted a ballot, I woke up maybe at 4, and I was at the polling station by 5 in the morning. Isn't that crazy? I don't even go to work that early. They made me do that. And to make the matters worse is that I had two evil candidates. I have to choose. I didn't have a preferred candidate. It was more of me choosing of a lesser evil, and it was very stressful. And all my fears came true. The lesser evil that I chose actually lost, and the more evil one, according to me, according to my assessment, the one I did not prefer, the one I never chose, the one I never picked, the one I never voted for, actually won. And for the first time, I experienced the pain of losing. We have a particular demographic of people from a particular region of this country that are used to that. They have voted in a particular way, and it has produced a particular negative result that never preferred them over and over again. They have lost count of how many times they have actually lost an election. So for the first time, I was actually walking in their shoes and actually now feeling how it feels, to lose an election. For maybe all the times that I have participated in an election, all these people, all these categories that we are supposed to choose from the president all the way to the MC, I have never lost. All the people that I picked actually ended up winning. And so when after they won, I posted polls, we could actually celebrate with them. And it feels good to win all the time. So I was used to winning. And so for the first time, I felt the pain of losing. And it was so hard. I was so conflicted. Now that the majority of the people had spoken and they had picked their leader. And I had to join them. The cognitive dissonance was crazy. Yeah, I have never been in such a situation before, and I will never want to be put in that situation again, or to be in that situation ever again. And so I came to this conclusion that my vote doesn't count, doesn't matter. Although there's somebody who told me, if you're registered as a voter, if you're of a legal age where you can vote, if you don't vote, you vote negatively or passively. You vote when you don't vote. By not voting, you're voting for somebody. You have a preferred candidate, the one that you would want to win. If you don't go vote for that person, it's like you're voting for their opponent. Yeah, I think that was a way to manipulate me into going to vote again. And this time around, I've made up my mind. I'm not going to participate in that. And that's me personally. I'm not advising anybody to do anything. You have free agency, you can do whatever you want. But as for me, I'm not voting. Because my vote doesn't count. It doesn't count. And I don't care who you put in power. And I don't have the pressure of talking about politics everywhere I go, or having a cold feet or fear that so and so is going to win, so and so is going to lose, or somebody from my community or from the other community. The politics that we play here is tribal politics. Tribe is a big component of it. Tribal politics. So whoever that you put in power, sure, that's who is going to lead. And I will be watching from the sidelines. I will not have the pain of losing again. Yeah, I will not be in that position again. I will not be put in that position again. So finally, I will not be surprised if the current president, the incumbent, actually retains the seat. I will not be surprised. I'm not endorsing anybody, I don't care. But I will not be surprised if he does. So make sure you really think about who you're voting, because that is your future, apparently. Yeah. The future of you, yourself, and your children, your wife, your family, your business, and everything else. I'm sure there's a whole lot of things that will happen between now and next year during the campaigns and all that. I will not be a part of it. I refuse to participate.